Since the 1990s, Outlander fans have been following Jamie and Claire's epic love story in Diana Gabaldon's books. Now their favorite duo is coming to life on television. Many readers will recall a raunchy scene in the fourth book, Drums of Autumn, which was adapted for television screens by Sam Heughan and Caitriona Balfe in season 4. Stay tuned to find out why this scene had to be reshot. Outlander's sex scene has to be reshot. Why? Outlander's a romantic historical drama about Claire, Caitriona Balfe, who travels back in time to be with Jamie Fraser in the 18th century, Sam Heughan. There have been numerous hardships that come with coming from such disparate realms, yet their bond has only grown stronger over time. Fans of the very popular series probably have read Diana Gabaldon's Drums of Autumn, which included a sex scene with a couple and a river. This raunchy sequence was filmed for the small screen in season 4, but it wasn't nearly as romantic in real life. In November, Balfe and Heughan were filming the scene adjacent to a river in Scotland. The actors were fully clothed due to the cold weather, but after analyzing the scenario, the producers felt they wanted to do it again. There's a nookie sequence where it was so freaking chilly when we were shooting it, Heughan told TV Line. We really reshot, Balfe added, because there's a sequence in episode 1 that we shot in November when it was bitterly cold. Balfe continued, stating, we were fully clothed and we tried to make it as sexy as possible. I think they decided it wasn't sexy enough. This sequence, which appeared in the premiere, was really shot at the end of the season in Scotland when the weather was a little warmer. That didn't mean Balfe and Heughan didn't have trouble filming the ostensibly romantic scene, but it's still nighttime and we're doing it at 3 a.m., Balfe continued, exaggerating how tough the conditions really could be sometimes during filming, which we're not surprised considering they were filming in Scotland. Outlander has been absent from our television screens for a much longer period of time than usual. Season 5 of the Starz drama premiered in May 2020, and there have been no new episodes since then. Fans began to refer to this era as Droughtlander, but the creators announced Series 6 on Outlander Day earlier this year. Filming began early this year in January 2021 and ended in May, with the 6th series set to premiere in early 2022. Even when the 6th series premieres, there will be more because Starz has already renewed Outlander for a 7th season. Sex scenes that were reshot or went wrong. We've all come across sex scenes while watching a movie or TV series. They seem to be more common than ever now. While on screen they seem to play out seamlessly, in real life that is definitely not always the case. Often scenes need to be redone or take hours to get correct in other cases. The scenes go totally wrong behind the scenes, leaving viewers without a clue that anything went off without a hitch. Stay tuned to find out all the juicy sex scenes that were either reshot or went wrong behind the scenes. Twilight sex scene reshot. Twilight and the 3 books that followed it are known for not being sensual. Stephenie Meyer's books leave a lot to be desired in terms of the desirable, which may have something to do with Meyer's religion. It's also aimed at teenagers and tweens. Regardless, the films are a tad steamier, if only because you can see Edward Cullen and Bella Swan kissing, or him grabbing her on a bed, or something similar. Nonetheless, it's all classified PG-13, and due to Kristen Stewart, some of the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1 scenes had to be reshot because of the rating. The love story of Edward and Bella is one of the most well-known modern-day love romances. Whether you agree or not, these are the facts, and when it comes to physical affection, there's quite reserved. That's simply because Edward is frightened that the tiniest misalignment of his teeth may kill Bella. He's not entirely wrong, but it severely limits their options. Of course, like a real teen, this creates a frustrating atmosphere for Bella. As a result, the two marry on the condition that they have sex while she's still alive. Edward grudgingly accepts, and the event takes place on the Brazilian island of Esme. With that said, Breaking Dawn Parts 1 and 2 were the first Twilight Saga films to feature sex, and it was going to be explosive. Because it's enough to ruin a bed, burst some cushions, and make an impression in the first portion, the second portion is even more intense because Bella and Edward are both vampires. However, director Bill Condon told online media sources in 2011 that the first edit of the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 1, was too racy by PG-13 standards. He explained further that there are strict guidelines against thrusting in movies, especially since they were aiming for a PG-13M rating. In order to combat these guidelines, they had to reshoot the scene and focus on the love between the couple rather than a hot and steamy sex scene. Love and other drugs, sex scene gone wrong. It's to be anticipated that cast members will get a good look on set from time to time, time. But the team on Love and Other Drugs got a lot more than they bargained for when Anne Hathaway stripped down when she didn't have to and flashed her parts to everyone. Anne, who co-starred in the film with Jake Gyllenhaal, assumed the cameras were rolling, but they weren't, and the Ocean's 8 star was standing in the buff when there was no need. I have to remove my trench coat and be nude underneath, and I thought we were filming, she said in the New York premiere of the movie, but it turned out we were just rehearsing and I got unnecessarily naked in front of a lot of people. Now that's a dedication to her role. The change-up sex scene gone wrong. Most people didn't want to spend more time than they need to mimicking sex in front of a camera team because, well, it's bizarre. Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool, faced a stumbling block when filming with Olivia Wilde, who decided to play a prank on him. He remarked on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. So in the scene, she's sitting there and I take her top off, I take her bra off, and she has those pasties on. But she's drawn these wonderful little smiley faces on them. And I forget every line in every scene, not just from this film, but from every film I've ever worked on. This isn't ideal. At some point in the scene, she takes my hands and puts them on her breasts. Reynolds continued, I take my hands away and I look down at my hands and there are two freaking smiley faces on them and I have no idea what to do. And I reflexively, like an idiot, just put my hands right back on her breasts. 50 Shades of Grey. Next up is the very well-known romantic film 50 Shades of Grey. Mr. Grey, played by Jamie Dornan, kicked up things a notch when he genuinely hurt his Dakota Johnson's co-star in a moment of on-screen passion in a movie that is almost exclusively about sex. He threw me on the bed once and I suffered whiplash, he told Glamour. So painful, I wish the shoot had produced a gag reel. This one is surprisingly, since 50 Shades of Grey is such a sensual and serious film, hard to imagine something like this going wrong. We wish they would show those bloopers as well. Life during wartime. Allison Janney, who most likely seen it all over her 30-year career in television, cinema, and theater, but nothing will ever top a scene from the 2009 comedy drama Life During Wartime, in which a sex scene with her co-star Michael Lerner went horribly wrong. They started spraying us with shimmery stuff to make us seem hot, but no one seemed to realize we were standing on a marble floor. The Tanya actor told People magazine. She continued, they said action, and he pulled me up against the wall and his feet slipped out from under him and he went crashing down on the floor. It was terrible. It was one of those moments I'll never forget. While we bet this was painful at the time, it's definitely a funny one to think about and envision happening when watching the film. And there you have it, everything you need to know about Outlander and the sex scene that had to be reshot and why. Additionally, we touched on other well-known films where the sex scenes had to either be redone for various reasons or something went wrong behind the scenes. Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Which one shocked you the most? Did we miss any? Let us know. But if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching.